Morning, guys. So this is going to be the code for ChangeMaker. Very similar to Roman numerals, very similar to the cash register problem we did back at the fall. Um, you'll notice I did not give you a header this time for your method. I left it open-ended. It does tell you you have to use one. It gives us examples here and what the output will look like. We just list the denominations and then how many of them the cashier is supposed to grab in order to give us proper change. Had a couple of people ask me about a greedy algorithm. So a greedy algorithm is something that keeps running until it's false. Okay, so like when we did Roman numerals, if we could take out an extra 10, we used another X. But as soon as we couldn't take a 10 out, then we dropped to 9 and 5 and 4 and so forth. So that's all that's saying. Because obviously if you get change, sometimes you get more of the same denomination. Right here, they got 2 quarters, okay? If I owed $3, I'd get 3 ones. That's all it meant by a greedy algorithm. It means it keeps increasing. Okay. So, got my scanner. The main method is going to be very short because all I need to do is just get the information from the user. I know it technically doesn't say ask them, but, obviously we like doing that. If you did not ask the user and you just hard coded the numbers, I'm going to count that. Don't worry. Enter the total bill. Okay. And that's just what we'll call it. All right. How much did the customer pay? All right, there's my prompts. I've asked my 2 questions. The last thing I need to do is I need to call my method. Now I'm going to make a void this time just so I can deal with this. Bill and pay are going to get sent there, which is going to error because I don't have it yet. But that's it. That is my entire main method. Because I'm going to do a void, I don't have to come back to main to print. I'm going to do everything I need in that other method. Okay? So I go outside of my main, and then I write my new header. Okay. Now, make change has 2 parameters, so I need to make sure I define those. Charge and the payment. Okay. Again, you can use whatever variables you want. These are local variables, so anything inside this method is what I'm going to refer to them as. But as long as the data types match, the order you send them is the order you receive them. So bill will get stored in whatever variable is first. Pay will get stored in whatever double is second. Okay. You'll notice my error disappeared as well because now that method exists with the right parameters. Okay. Now that we're here, we've got a little bit of stuff to do. First thing I need to do is I need to grab my currencies. Now I'm going to use a array. I don't know why I double did that. Okay. But I'm going to list all the denominations that I want to use. Okay. So we've got $20, $10, $5, $1, quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. Okay, that's going to make my loop that I do here in just a little bit a lot easier. Again, did not require this. A lot of people just did lots of if and while tests, which you can do. It's just a lot more work. The other thing I need to do is I need to actually calculate the difference first. I'm not going to bother with setting up a test to make sure that they do get change and they don't owe us more money. I'm going to assume that that much is taken care of. So change is payment minus the charge. Okay, notice they're turned orange to match our local variables, and that's going to actually calculate how much I really owe them. Okay. Again, with doubles, you do sometimes get small errors way into the decimal places. This should, and you never know, this should eliminate those by just keeping it to the array itself rather than doing it by multiple if statements, while loops, and so forth. It's not always a guarantee, but I have better luck with arrays than by just coding a lot of extra lines. All right, so the for loop is going to take us through the array, grabbing the denominators. Okay. Inside there, I have a couple of things I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quantity value, because remember, I need to print out how many of each that I'm doing as part of my code. Okay. Also, I need to make a loop. If test might sound correct, which you can start with. So if change is greater than or equal to currency bracket I. If we owe more money than what we were reading at that moment. Okay, two things happen. So the first thing I do is quantity goes up by 1. The other thing that happens is change gets updated to take away that value, because I paid them a $5 once. I don't want to give them a second one for no reason. Okay. The problem with the if statement at this point is if is finite. If is a one shot. So if it's good, great. I do it once and then I move on. So it removes any possibility of us using multiple coins of the same type or multiple bills of the same kind. Okay. So the only difference I change here is I make this a while loop. Okay. That way I can stay in that location. I keep using the same bill until I'm actually exhausted from it. Okay. Down here, inside the for loop, but after the while loop, this is where I'm going to do my print statement. Okay. So if I look at the format, okay, for the bills I have $sign. For here I have cents. You can do that if you want. We'll throw an if test in, but it's not going to hurt my feelings if you do one or the other. Okay. So here, let's just do if I is less than 4. Then we have the $sign. Then we have the denomination. Then we have the colon, and I'm going to make a tab just so that those will be lined up when we get done. And then last but not least, quantity. Okay. And if it's anything else, then we do it this way. So we've got, well, actually, they're already in decimal, so there's not really a point in doing those. So we'll just leave them all as this one. Okay. That is it. Let's take a quick test. We'll use the numbers that they used. Total bill was $13.44. They paid it at 20, and we get 1 5, 1 1, 2 quarters, a nickel, and a penny. And I believe that is correct. Yes. So because I used decimals inside my array, these still fit with the $sign. Okay. That's ChangeMaker. Everything else is just kind of formatting. That's it. Bye.